We have both are important. In 2022, two years ago, when we reported to the General Assembly, we gave our analysis that the occupation was unlawful and indicated why we had come to that conclusion. And that was the occasion 2 years ago when we recommended to the General Assembly that a referral be made to the International Court of Justice to answer that question and the questions that flow from it. And that is very much the historical context for the 7th of October. Understanding and justification are two separate matters. And I always get anxious that people try to say that understanding a situation means justifying it when it doesn't. But it is impossible to understand the 7th of October without understanding the occupation and what that has meant. That doesn't justify what happened. We have made the legal context, having sought that understanding. The unlawfulness of the occupation does not justify the commission of crimes against humanity on the 7th of October. Nor does the commission of crimes against humanity on the 7th of October, with commission of war crimes on the 7th of October, nor does the commission of war crimes on the 7th of October justify the commission of war crimes every day for the 2 years since then. So the historical context must be understood and the legal context must then be applied. On children, if I may go to your second question, the human animals part, and not just that, but an enormous number of other statements are directed towards the dehumanisation of Palestinian people, regardless of age, young people, old people, male, female, the lot. And we dealt with many of those statements in our report to the Human Rights Council in June this year. We went through the context. And we'll be coming back to those statements because we have much more legal analysis to do as to what the consequences in international law are for statements like that that have been made. We'll come back to that. But to revert to where I began, kids cannot go through what they have gone through in the last 12 months without it having an enormous impact on them for their entire lives. That is certainly the case physically for kids who have lost arms or legs or both. And we've met them. We've met them in hospitals. We've interviewed them. For them, this is a lifelong result. But the kids who are traumatised by the loss of parents, siblings, aunties, uncles, grandparents, cousins, who have experienced now 13 months of severe food deprivation leading to a situation that is now described as acute malnutrition. These kids are going to have this impact throughout their lives. So, in one sense, I think some of these statements made by some of the Israeli extremists are correct in that how these kids as adults are going to respond to what's going on should be troubling Israelis. But that's not the kids' fault. They can't go through what they have had to experience without this having a severe impact on them and their lives forever.